Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be predicting the UFC Fight Night Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim fight card. Let's get straight into it. Starting off the first fight on the card, we have Ketlen Salza versus Ariana Carnelossi. Ketlen Salza is 16-6 and her last fight was against Bruna Brazil, where she got a decision win. Ariana Carnelossi is 15-4 and her last fight was against Talita Unclear, and she got a sub in the third round and lost that fight. So this is how I think the fight's going to go. Carnelossi will likely come out aggressively, trying to pressure Salza and land heavy shots early. Salza's key will be staying composed, managing distance, and not getting drawn into wild exchanges. I think round 2, as Salza's consistency and cleaner striking could begin to show. If she keeps her output steady and avoids big damage, she can start to edge rounds by landing more frequently and controlling range. I think round 3, cardio becomes a major factor. If Carnelossi slows down after a high output start, Salza's steady pace and technical work should allow her to secure the final round and fight on points. So I'm going to go with Ketlen Salza by decision. I think cleaner output, better pacing, and consistency over 3 rounds to lead to a 29-28 decision, I'd say. Yeah, 29-28 decision. Next fight on the card, we have Jessa Chavez versus Junice Dubin. Jessa Chavez is 6-0 in her last fight was against Sofia Montenegro and got a decision win. Junice Dubin is 6-1 in her last fight was against Carly Judice, and she lost by she lost by TKO in the first round. So this is how I think the fight's going to go. Dubin will likely try and start fast, looking to impose aggressive early and test Chavez under pressure. Chavez, however, should be more measured, using movement, jab work, and timing to stay out of danger. Round 2, I think Chavez's composure could begin to take over. If she can avoid early chaos, her cleaner striking control of range may start to separate her on the scorecards. Cardio and discipline become key in round 3. Chavez's ability to stay technically sound and avoid risky exchanges should allow her to maintain control and close the fight strongly. So I'm going to go with Jessiah Chavez by decision. Composure, cleaner technique, and control of the distance lead to a steady 3-round win of a 29-28 decision. Next fight on the card we have is Jordan Levitt versus Joanderson Brito. Jordan Levitt is 13-3 and his last fight was against Yadir Devel and got a decision win. Joanderson Brito is 18-5-1 and his last fight was against Isaac Thompson, where he got a decision win. This is how I think the fight's going to go. Levitt will likely shoot early or look to pull Brito into grappling exchanges. Brito, however, is dangerous in these transitions and will try to stay standing where his power is a major threat. Round 2, this is where Brito's explosiveness can take over. If he stuffs takedowns or scrambles back to the feet, Levitt could be forced into striking exchanges he doesn't want. Brito pressures and power combinations become very dangerous here. I think Levitt's path is grappling control, but Brito's ability to defend, explode, and counter makes him a serious threat. If Levitt can't consistently secure top control, Brito's damage output can force a stoppage. So I am going to go with Joanderson Brito by TKO in the second round. I think explosive striking, strong anti-wrestling, and sustained pressure led to a mid-fight finish. So Joanderson Brito by TKO in the second round here. Next fight on the card we have is Chelsea Chandler versus Priscilla Chikero? I don't know. Chelsea Chandler, 6-4. Her last fight was against Joseline Edwards, where she got a TKO in the first round and lost that fight. Priscilla Cachoa is 13-8, and her last fight was against Claudia Segula and got a decision loss. Cachoa will likely come out fast, aggressive, trying to overwhelm Chandler early with power shots. Chandler's key will be staying composed, weathering the early storm and closing distance safely. If Chandler survives the early pressure, her physicality and clinch work could start to take over. She can slow Cachoa down by pushing her against the cage and wearing on her. Cardio becomes a major factor. Cachoa's output may drop, while Chandler's grinding style and consistency can allow her to edge the final round with control and activity. I think my prediction, I'm going to go with Chelsea Chandler by decision. I think durability, clinch pressure, and late fight control will help her outwork Kachoa over 3 rounds. So yeah, Chelsea Chandler by decision. Next fight on the card we have is Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez. Bruno Silva is 15-8-2 in his last fight. His last fight was against Charles Johnson, where he got a decision loss. Edgar Chairez is 13-6, and his last fight was against Felipe Burns, where he got a decision win. Chairez will likely come out aggressively, trying to push the pace and force Silva into uncomfortable exchanges. Silva's key will be staying composed, using his boxing to counter and not getting drawn into chaotic scrambles. Silva's experience and cleaner striking could start to show. If he can time Chairez's entries, he should begin the more accurate and damaging shots while avoiding extended grappling exchanges. I think cardio and control becomes important in round 3. Chairez pressures keeps him in the fight, but Silva's composure and cleaner technique should allow him to edge the final round in a competitive fight. So I am going to go with Bruno Silva by decision. Sharper striking experience and better shot selection helps him outpoint Chairez over 3 rounds. So yeah, Bruno Silva by decision for me. Next fight on the card we have is Marcus McGee versus John Yanis. Marcus McGee is 10-2, and his last fight was against Petr Yan, where he got a decision loss. John Yanis is 10-4, and his last fight was against Jamie Siraj and got a TKO in the first round and won that fight. Yanis will likely come out fast, trying to replicate his recent early success with aggression and power shots. McGee, however, has already shown he can operate at a high level. He can operate at a high level against elite competition and should stay composed under pressure. This is round 2. This is where McGee's experience and technical striking could take over. If he survives the early burst, his timing, combinations, and accuracy could start to break Yanis down. I think McGee's ability to adjust mid-fight is the key factor. Once he reads Yanis' rhythm, he can start countering cleanly and operating finishing opportunities. So my prediction, I'm going to go with Marcus McGee by TKO in the second round. Better technical striking, composure, and adjustments led to a mid-fight stoppage. So Marcus McGee by TKO in the second round. Next fight on the card we have is Iwo Baraneski versus Junior Tafa. Iwo Baraneski is 8-0, and his last fight was against Austin Lane, where he got a TKO in the first round and won that fight. Junior Tafa is 7-5, and his last fight was against Kevin Christian, where he got a TKO in the first round and actually won that fight. Now this is how I think it's going to go. This is a high-risk opening round for both fighters. Tafa will likely try to land something big early, but Baraneski's speed and precision could allow him to get there first. Both men are dangerous finishers, but Baraneski's combination of speed, timing, and early aggression gives him a strong chance to land clean before Tafa can fully settle in range. So my prediction, I'm going to go with Iwo Baraneski by TKO in the first round. Sharp early striking, faster entries, and precise power lead to a quick stoppage before Tafa can respond. Next fight on the card we have is Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell is 17-10, and his last fight was against Joseph Morales, where he got a sub in the first round and lost that fight. Alessandro Costa is 15-5, and his last fight was against Stuart Nickel, where he got a TKO in the second round and won that fight. Now this is how I think it's going to go. Schnell will likely come out, try to bring grappling into the fight early, where he can be most dangerous. Costa, however, should be aware of this and look to keep things standing, using pressure and controlled striking. Round 2, this is where Costa's consistency and pressure could take over. If Schnell can't secure dominant grappling positions early, he may be forced into striking exchanges where Costa has the edge in durability and output. My finishing potential, I think Schnell is always dangerous in scrambles, but his defensive lapses has been costly. If Costa maintains pressure and avoids risky positions, he can start landing clean and force a stoppage. It's my prediction, I'm going to go with Alessandro Costa by TKO in the second round. I think steady pressure, cleaner striking, and durability advantage led to a mid-fight finish. So Alessandro Costa by TKO in the second round for me. Next fight on the card we have is Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. Bryce Mitchell is 18-3, and his last fight was against Satnur Magomedov, where he got a decision win. Santiago Luna is 8-0, and his last fight was against Adriel Pachoa, where he got a decision win. Now, this is how I think the fight's going to go. Mitchell will almost certainly look to close the distance early and force grappling exchanges. Luna's main task will be keeping the fight standing and avoiding early takedowns. Round 2, if Mitchell gets top position, his control and pressure becomes a major factor. However, Luna's composure and defensive awareness could help him stay competitive if he can defend initial shots. Round 3, I think cardio and control matters most here. Mitchell's ability to grind rounds on the mat usually give him a scoring edge, especially if he racks up control time. Luna would need to stay consistently, defend takedowns, and win striking exchanges to stay ahead. My prediction, I'm going to do the sleeper. I'm going to pick the sleeper pick. I'm going with Bryce Mitchell by decision. I think he has elite wrestling, positional control, and grinding pace likely allow him to outwork Luna over 3 rounds. So yeah, Bryce Mitchell by decision. Santiago Luna took the fight on short notice, so I see it. Bryce Mitchell had a full training camp. I'm going with Bryce Mitchell. Next fight on the card we have is Faraziem versus Tom Nolan. Faraziem is 8-4, and his last fight was against Nazim Sadikov, where he got a TKO in the second round and won that fight. Tom Nolan is 10-1, and his last fight was against Charlie Campbell, where he got a submission in the first round and won that fight. Nolan will likely start fast, trying to pressure Ziem and turn it into a high-tempo fight. Ziem's job will likely to stay composed, use distance, and avoid getting drawn into chaotic exchanges. Ziem's technical striking and range management could start to take over if he keeps Nolan at bay. He can begin landing cleaner shots while reducing Nolan's offensive bursts. Cardio and discipline become a key in round 3. Nolan's early explosiveness may slow, while Ziem's consistency and cleaner output should allow him to control the final round and secure the edge on points. So, this is going to be a very close fight. I already see this is going to be a very close fight, but I'm going to go with Faraziem by decision. Cleaner striking, better range control, and consistency over 3 rounds led to controlled win. So yeah, Faraziem by decision, but again, very close fight. Now for the co-main event, we have is Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. Fucking stupid fight, to be honest. Brendan Allen should be fighting higher ups. Anyway, Brendan Allen is 26-7, and his last fight was against Rene Narita, where he got a TKO in the 4th round and won that fight. Edmund Shabazian is 16-5, and his last fight was against Andre Muniz, where he got a TKO in the 1st round and won that fight. Shabazian will likely look to keep the fight standing and use striking power early. Allen's priority will be to close distance safely and initiating clinch or takedown entries. Round 2, this is where Allen's grappling advantage becomes very significant. If he secures top position, he can start chaining control and submission attempts, forcing Shabazian into defensive grappling. I think Allen thrives as opponents slow down or get stuck underneath him. Shabazian's best chance is an early knockout, but if he can't land it, Allen's control becomes overwhelming. So I'm going to go with Brendan Allen by submission in the 2nd round. Grappling pressure, positional control, and submission chains lead to a mid-fight finish. So Brendan Allen by submission in the 2nd round for me. Now for the main event we have is Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. Belal Muhammad is 24-5, and his last fight was against Ian Machado Gary, where he got a decision loss. Gabriel Bonfim is 19-1, and his last fight was against Randy Brown, where he got a TKO in the 2nd round and won that fight. Now let's get into my thoughts. Bonfim's best chance here, he'll likely try to mix striking with takedowns and hunt submissions or quickly back takes. If he can secure early control or create damage, he can bank rounds before Belal settles. Belal will be focused on surviving the early danger, defending submissions, and slowly forcing clinch exchanges. Rounds 3 to 4, this is where Belal typically takes over. His pressure, cage wrestling, and relentless output usually starts to wear opponents down physically and mentally. Bonfim will need to stay efficient and avoid being stuck under sustained control. Round 5, the championship round, strongly favours Belal's cardio and experience. Bonfim will likely need a big moment or already have a lead to win here. But I think he will have the lead, And I'm going to predict Gabriel Bonfim by decision. I think early grappling success, submission threats, and winning the first half of the fight are enough to hold Belal Muhammad's late pressure. So I'm going to go with Gabriel Bonfim by decision. I could definitely see a split decision here. It is a close fight. I'm not going to lie. Belal Muhammad is a very dangerous fighter to be in the ring, to be in the octagon with, and Gabriel Bonfim, again, not to deflect them, he's another dangerous fighter as well. So yeah, exciting fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this card. This card looks quite nice. Nice card for this weekend, just before the White House card. But yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching my predictions for UFC Fight Night, Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll be a massive help. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.